Welcome to chapter 2 of this course. In this chapter, we are going to talk about text. Everything that has to do with text, from headings to paragraphs to formatting of the text, which includes bolding, italicizing, subscripting, superscripting, and underlining, all those formatting styles we have. We're also going to discuss some semantic markup like giving a quotation. We're also going to discuss elements like definition, abbreviation, strikethrough on your text. If you are running a discounted offer, you want to cancel one and then show the current prices. We are going to tackle all of them in this text chapter. So HTML headings are defined with the H1 to H6 tags. I mentioned H1, which is our biggest heading. So we have 6 categories of headings in HTML. H1 becomes the biggest, H2 the second biggest, H3 the third biggest, H4 the fourth, up to what? H6. H1 will display our biggest or our main heading, like I said. So we are going straight, but before that, those who cannot open the application can just go to your start menu and you can easily see it here. If you cannot see it, you can just type Visual Studio Code and it will be out. Now when you open it, you should be on the same page with mine, probably not the same page, so you can be on the welcome page, which is this. Let me close the one I've already opened. I won't save this. So this is my welcome page as well. Let's try and open a folder. So you choose a desktop, the location where you want to save your file. Let's create a folder, HTML, CSS course. Now when you open this particular folder, we are good to go. But we don't have any files in there. What did you just let's select this folder or test. Now you can see in our file explorer section of what our Visual Studio Code, our folder is what displayed here. So every file we'll create, we will save it directly into this folder so that it will be easy for us to find them. This is our starting page. We can create a file. We can close this as well. Close to it, you can see a new file icon, or you can also come to file and click on new text file. You know which one is fine. You can click on new text file. It will be saved in our folder. Let's click and choose the language. Let's choose HTML. Okay, so HTML here. Let's save the first file in order to get the autocomplete feature I was talking about. So let's save the first file into this folder. So you click on file, you choose save as. Let's name it index.html. Index.html. I'll show you why it is index, so that you can actually track the file part here, the file directory. So it's on my desktop. There's a folder called HTML and CSS course, and I'm saving it in there. And then the reason why we save it with .html is for the browser to be able to render it or to open it. So you click on save. You can see it directly under HTML and CSS course, straightforward. So we have saved our file, our first file, even though it is empty. We are saving it in order to get the features we want to use. So first of all, let's declare this document an HTML document. How do we do that? I explained it. So you use the left angle bracket, type in HTML, and then you do what? You use the right angle bracket. The moment you do that, it gives you the end tag. Now our content comes between these two. Our content comes between these two. The next thing we have to do is to bring the head and then the body, right? Like we did. So you click on your tab just to indent it to make it nice. So you can open, do a head, close the head. You have an opening and a closing at the same time. You can do a title. The title goes into the head, right? So you do the title and you get what? A closing tag for the title as well. Now then you come to the next line. You can also do same for the body. You just write only for the opening. You get an opening and a closing at the same time when you do the what? The opening alone. Now between this big HTML, this one and then that one, you have what? A head, opening and closing. One other feature I like about VS Code is the moment I click on the body, see what happens to this. It selects this one, so it tells me that I've what? Opened and I've closed it. It is very, very important not to forget your closing tag, otherwise your code is not going to run the way you want it to run. So that's why VS Code is very, very important. When I click on HTML, the starting, it shows me the ending. When I click on the body, the ending, it shows me that I've started it. When I click on the head, it shows me the end tag. When I click on title, it shows me the title tag. Now what do? You're supposed to write content between this. It's not compulsory to do, but you're supposed to write a title. So just let's write welcome to this course. No, we have to write it. We have to use the name of our website. So let's write something, the name of our website. What do we want to display on our title bar when people visit? Just like when you open Google, you see Google on top. What do you want us to open? So let's just write HTML course. Let's do HTML course, so that we will display HTML course on the title bar. We are going to do it right now for you to see. You can also decide to drop the head, drop the title, and then drop the head this way. You can also decide to do it on the same line if you wish. Now the body, let's keep the body now. Let's render only the title to see whether our code is actually working. Now when you do this, you do not have to what? Click save as again. You must just click on what? On save, just to update your what? Your file. Okay, to run this one on your browser, there are two ways. You can go onto your desktop. You can go onto your desktop like this, look for this particular folder, open the folder, and then you see what? Your index.html. You can double click on it here. It will open using your default browser. Okay, so we can see HTML course written at the title. So this code we've written in VS Code, this is what is giving us on our browser. That is one way. Now in case you open your file on your desktop like this and you are not getting the logo of your browser, it is not able to open with your browser, you can just right click. If you right click, it's going to give you a drop down arrow. You choose open with, and you choose your browser or the browser of your choice. Now let's go back to our VS Code. Now let's add some paragraphs and some headings. Let's add our first heading. Okay, our first heading, we're going to type H1 to represent the first heading. You can see the ending automatically. Okay, now you can see in this one I was writing lower cases, this one I typed upper cases. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. HTML is case insensitive, so it doesn't matter the case you are going to use the element in. Okay, it will still work perfectly. Let me use small h or lowercase. It doesn't change anything. You can still continue to use your uppercase. Welcome to this course. Okay, welcome to this course. Let's save it. You can just click on file, click on save, or you can do the Ctrl S to save. Let's go to our browser and you are going to what? Refresh this particular file because I've already opened the file. You can see the file part here. So what I will do is to what? Refresh it. When I refresh it, I will see welcome to this course, exactly the way I typed it here. Now can you imagine I made a mistake? I removed the this and I save my file, Control S, and I come to my browser and I refresh. What do I see? I will see welcome to course. So make sure what you are typing is actually what you want people to see. Welcome to this course. Control S to save it. Now that is the first thing. I want you to copy this code. Okay, if you want to copy this code, come to the next line. You can just hit enter and then just do H2. Okay, H2 and then H2. All right, copy the same thing, go Control C to copy, Control V to paste, do H3, come out, you press enter, you do H4, go to the end, you end it, H5, you end it, H6, you end it. Now you come and copy welcome to course. You can right click and choose copy, like I said, copy, come between the H3 and H3, do a paste, come here, do a paste, Control V, come here, right click, do a what, a paste, come to between and do a paste. Now let's save it, Control S, or you can come to file and do save. Let's go to our web browser, let's refresh this. What do we see? We see welcome to course, and this is H1, and it's our biggest what, our biggest heading, followed by this, followed by that, followed by this, and followed by this. The importance of the heading or the subheading will let you agree or decide on which of the headings you would like to use. You can use H2 a couple of times. It doesn't mean you can use H3 once, H2 once, or H1 once. You can use it depending on what you want people to see. So if you want them to see a very bold heading, use H1. But mostly we recommend you use only one of the H1s, only one H1, and the others, the sub ones, will be H2. If you want to use H3 to describe a head that is very, very small, you can also do that one as well. That is what for headings. Now I told you we have the hierarchy from H1 to H6. Someone will ask, what about H7? Let's try and type H7 and see if we have something like H7 in HTML. In between it, I'm going to type what? Welcome to course. Let's save it, Control S. Let's come back to our browser and refresh it. You see, we are getting a plain text, just like a normal text will appear, and not as a heading. You see, it is not even bolded. This is automatically bolded. They are all bolded automatically. This is not, because it is not a heading. So H7 is not an HTML what element. Okay, I hope you understand. It is not an HTML what element. That is for headings. So if you don't know anything at all, today we've been able to what, to explain headings, how to type them in our what, on our website or in our document. Let's open some P tags and type some paragraphs. When I open the P, it closed the P for me, just like we were explaining. You're supposed to write some content in between this P, and the content should be displayed in your browser just as you want it. So let me delete. I don't need all this. I don't need these headings. Let me just clean my code. All right, let me clean my code, and in between this I type a paragraph. I am very delightful of taking part in this course. You put a full stop, Control S to save, and then what? We are going to our browser to see whether I'll change. Now you can see I am very delightful of taking part in this course. I am very delightful in taking part in this course. So you can add as many paragraphs as possible. This paragraph you can in fact you can continue and say, I hope I am welcomed. Put a question mark. It is an eye opener to be learning programming at this point in my life, full stop. You save this, Control S, or you can what? Update. You see, what do you see? You can refresh your, if you refresh your folder here, you are going to get an update version of your HTML document. So this is what you've actually typed as your paragraph. You can type as many paragraphs, many paragraphs. Okay, thank you for sitting through the headings and then the paragraph part of the text. We are going to practice more. So the next will be formatting of those paragraphs we've inserted. So I would like you to insert a lot more paragraphs, okay? A lot more paragraphs so that we can easily format them. I also go and look for any text document. You can go and get dummy tests and then you insert a lot of it so that our page will look a bit loaded with some paragraphs so that we can easily edit it, okay? At least 5-6 paragraphs is okay. Continue in the formatting section.